Hi there. Do you feel ever that you are in a battle? Yeah, it can be something like a person who just is so hard to get along with and you still have to try. It could be something like something is broken and it's just frustrating and you can't get it fixed. Any number of things can make us feel like we're just fighting. Well, what would it feel like? Would it feel better if you knew someone was praying for you? Yeah, that's a neat thing. What we're going to see in the psalm today, remember we've been going through Psalms of King David, right? And we're going to be doing Psalm 20 today. And what we're going to see is of something a little bit different, okay? He usually writes something, he's talking to God, he's maybe praying for somebody. We're going to see that he's recorded a prayer, but it's not his prayer. So let's listen up. So he is about to go into battle, okay? Enemies are attacking Israel. And God had said that before you go into battle, you needed to take a break from all the preparation and just go before the Lord. Ask for help and tell God, I promise that I'm going to obey you. And that's pretty good. You like that, yeah? So he has taken that time to do that. And then the priest would say, when the king would do this, don't be afraid because the Lord is going with you and will fight for you. So he takes the time to pray and prepare, and then the priest says, now, God's going to go with you and fight for you, and don't be afraid. Pretty good. So in this psalm, which is a song, remember, David wrote down how his people prayed for him. Interesting. So what we're going to see is we can learn how to pray for other people as they face the battles in their lives. Pray for other people. So let's get started here, okay? So we're going to start out with some of these verses. Here's the first one. Now you're going to see something. I've got a blue word because I think 10 times in just 5 verses they use the word may. They're asking God to do something. So let's see what he says. May the Lord answer you when you are in trouble. May the God of Jacob keep you safe. Now, who are they praying for? They're praying for King David, right? The mighty King David. Okay, so, do you ever get in trouble? You're in trouble. Yeah, we all get in trouble. Sometimes we just choose to do something wrong and trouble finds us, right? Think about it. Maybe you're speeding down the road. Yeah, and you get a ticket, right? Or an accident. You don't take care of your body. You're going to get sick, right? Or you're going to get hurt. But sometimes the trouble we get isn't our fault at all. Maybe someone steals from us or lies, right? Or we just get sick. Or we lose a job, and it's not our fault, but we have trouble. So when trouble hits, God really wants us to know that he's God, right? So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to put up how you can pray for other people. So while I'm doing this whole thing, think of someone or more than one person that you would like to be praying for. And what we're going to do is this. We've got a little blank here. Every time I put this in the blank, those are your people, okay? So here we go. Here's what you can pray. Lord, use the trouble your person is going through to help them know you better. Yeah, wouldn't it be great to know that someone's praying for you when you've gotten into trouble, that you can know God better because of that? All right. So let's look again at the bottom one. Now this is interesting. May the God of Jacob keep you safe. This is actually a name for God. We were learning that God often calls himself I am, Lord. But he's got other things that he calls himself. God of Jacob. Well, so when David heard that name, It told him that God would show himself as someone who sticks close to a person who's weak and doesn't know what to do. Yeah, even kings can feel pretty weak, right? So isn't it great that the people love David so much that they don't need him to just be a strong leader? Everyone is weak, even kings, right? So the next thing that you could pray for, and I'll move this off, is this, for your person, right? Simply, Lord, keep, and there's your person. Keep that person safe, okay? That they would know God when they're in trouble, God would be close to them, and that it be kept safe through that trouble, okay? And he goes on, the next verse. All right, notice our blue words. A lot more asking God. May he send you help from his holy tent. May he strengthen you from Jerusalem. So what would a king need help with in battle, right? Help. Well, stuff like having enough weapons, right? Have the weapons work right, soldiers to follow your orders, and probably even weather to help you out, right? Lots of things people need help with. So in King David's time, notice he's talking about holy tent. What on earth is his holy tent? In David's time, help actually came from a specific place. God had commanded them to create, and here's sort of an example of it. We don't know exactly what it looked like because guess what? It was a tent. So that doesn't exist anymore. But God had them build a special tent. And God promised he would actually be there when people came to worship. Okay? And they'd make sacrifices, which we'll talk about in a minute. So David would know what that meant, that God would help him from this special place. Okay? And then we have, may he strengthen you from Jerusalem. Well, Jerusalem was King David's home that God had given him. So this would sound great for him. But see, now for us, guess what? Our help comes right from God, living within everyone who's trusted Jesus to save them. Yeah. So what are some things people need help with? Lots of stuff. Think about what that person that you were thinking about might need help with. And you know what? Here's an easy prayer. You ready? Really easy. Lord, help. If you don't know what else to pray about, pray, Lord, help that person. And God might make you think of some of the little things that they need help with. And you could be praying about it. All right? Let's go on to verse 3. All right. May he remember your sacrifices. May he accept your burnt offerings. Wow, what on earth would that be? Let's find out. So back then, King David would have obeyed God before his battle by offering animals at that tent and doing other good things to show God he loved him. That's how they did it back then. So that's what the sacrifices and burnt offerings are. But look at the word remember, praying that God would remember those good things that King David had done. All right? So, what kind of things did they do? Okay, let's see. Think about that person you know, the people you know. What kind of good things have they done? Think about it. And then you can pray, Lord, remember the good things this person has done. Think about the things they've done for you or things they've done for others. And you can pray, God, remember those things. Yeah. And then that makes you feel good about that person too. All right. Let's see what comes up next. Okay, may he give you, King David, wishes for. May he make all your plans succeed. So God's people also cared about King David's happiness, right? We might say, may your dreams come true, right? God cares about the things that we want and what we wish for, right? So let's take a look at what you might pray about. Think about your person again. Lord, give my person, my people, what their heart wishes for. And you might talk to them, or you might listen carefully to what they talk about, what their dreams are, what they really would like, and then you can pray for that. Yeah. We'll leave that up a minute. Because plans. Now they're talking about plans succeeding. So King David didn't just worship God, he made plans for the battle. We have to make plans, don't we? So what are plans that people have? Think about all kinds of plans, but sometimes people don't know how to plan, right? We have what we want to do, but we don't necessarily know what we need to do to get there. So look how you can pray. You can say, Lord, help my person's plans succeed. Help them succeed. Help them know the right things to do so that their plans will work out. Maybe they're getting ready to move. Lord, help them to be able to know what to do, to be able to move. Okay, you can make that prayer. All right, so now we're getting near the end. That 5th verse, they're going to wrap it up. And now, look at, they're pretty happy. They say, may we shout for joy when we hear of your victory. May we lift up our flags in the name of our God. May the Lord answer all of your prayers. Yeah, pretty neat here. So we remember to thank God for the good things he gives us, right? We remember to do that. Do we remember to thank God for the good things he gives to other people? Yeah, we want to think about that. Other people, that's what they're doing here, all right? So King David's people did that for their king. So let's see. So remember, when you're thinking of your person, Lord, thank you for doing, and think of what has been done for your person. Thank you for doing this for my person. Thank God for them. Yeah, pretty neat. All right. So interesting here, lifting up our flags in the name of our God. This actually has another name of God in it, and it's kind of called victory flag. God sometimes in the Bible talks about himself as being this flag over us. Now think of a movie that you might have watched where there's an army from a long time ago, okay? And they're going into battle, maybe they're on their horses, maybe they've just got their bows and arrows and they're running, but there's always in front of them somebody with banners, right? They call them banners, flags, and they're running forward with all of that. So God promises to lead us to win the battles we face. Imagine that when we've prepared, we've got all of that, we're running, he's ahead of us. Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good. So think again about the battles your friend that you've been praying about through this is having. Think about those battles. Now, how does it feel when God answers your prayers? Pretty good. Isn't it exciting if you hear that this friend you're praying for, God is answering those prayers, all right? So the last thing is you just say something awful simple. Lord, answer your friend's prayers. Yeah, so when they say, oh, could you pray for me? I'm having a tough time with this. Lord, answer their prayers. Now, here's the great thing about that. Boy, can we feel good about that prayer. We can feel very good about that prayer, all right? God not only promises to answer, But he says that his answer will be the best thing God wants because of how much he loves us. It'll be the best thing. There's an interesting verse in Matthew chapter 7, verse 9, when Jesus is talking, and he says, you know, if you ask somebody for bread, right? Got some bread here, right? Okay, pretty good, right? Is that a good thing to want? Of course it's a good thing to want. We need it, it's healthy, it's got good things for us, right? And then Jesus went on, but you know, what if the person you ask gives you this instead of bread? What are you going to do with this rock? Is it good for you? Is it going to do anything? No, wouldn't that be horrible if you asked God for something that was good and he just gave you something awful? Yeah, God's not going to do that. It may not feel or look like something good, but God promises it will be the best because of how much he loves you. God's answers are always, always good for us, just like that healthy bread. So this week, think about a person, or maybe more than one person, and pray that way. Pray for them, just like the people prayed for King David, their king.